Welcome to Open BXRx on BronxNet. I'm your host, Sonyi Lopez, inviting you to get social with us at BronxNet TV on Instagram and Twitter, and BronxNet Community Television on Facebook. Also, if you're watching us on cable, you can continue to stay up to date with our on-screen social media feeds, providing the latest COVID-19 and community updates. With a population of approximately 200,000 Garifuna living in New York City and a large community in the Bronx and Harlem, support for the community has been limited due to COVID-19. However, a Bronx-based organization continues to support and provide safe assistance for the Garifuna population through volunteer work. Joining us now to discuss is Edson Arzu, Community Liaison at Garifuna Community Services. Thank you for joining us, Edson.
Thank you for having me.
The first thing I want to learn about is, of course, about the Garifuna population here in the Bronx in particular. Can you tell us more about the community here?
Sure. Like you mentioned, there are approximately 200,000 Garifunas here in New York, primarily in the Bronx, also in the other boroughs, but the Bronx have the biggest populations than the other boroughs. They're mainly in the South Bronx area, the majority, but you also could find some of them in the north part of the Bronx as well, and in Brooklyn, Manhattan, in Harlem.
Can we learn about Garifuna Community Services and some of the services that you were able to provide through the organization prior to COVID?
Sure. Garifuna Community Service started in 2014, and it was due to the mass migration of immigrants that was crossing the south border, which means Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, all the way to El Salvador. Due to that, that's how Garifuna Community Service was born, and we service pretty much people who are experience human rights violations, human trafficking, domestic violence, political persecutions. They're trying to come to the U.S. To seek for political asylum. That's our main population that we serve at the moment. Prior to COVID-19, some of the services that we provide were registration for school for the children, healthcare registration as well. We was able to provide ESL classes for the parents and the children that were just coming in. Help them out with actually trying to adjust to being in the U.S. We also was providing services for if anybody needs somebody to go with them to the court, how the immigration court system works, as well as first IDs if they didn't have any ID, because a lot of them lost their passport and IDs on the way coming over here, and also to the political asylum application process. We also help them out with that, and to connect them with pro bono immigration lawyers as well.
Right. How have you seen at Garifuna Community Services the impact of COVID-19 on the Garifuna population?
Oh, wow. It has been major. Right now on social media, there have been 51 Garifuna that has passed away in the Bronx due to COVID-19. The economic toll that it has taken on the Garifuna community, on the families, is major. A lot of these families are either working, taking care of the elderly, working in supermarkets, working in hospitals as well. So it has impacted a lot, and a lot of them that were working are currently not working right now. So that's the whole. Our services right now has changed dramatically,
Right.
Because of COVID-19.
How so? How have the services changed? I know that before, it was interpersonal. People would come in for the services in person, and there were like food pantries and everything. And I've visited the church where it was happening before, where I met Gregoria
Right.
Nunez, the director. But how has that changed now? How have the services been remote?
Right now, it's pretty much on a conference calls, either through video or to text. If anybody will have any concerns, because they don't know pretty much really what's going on when it comes to the immigration side of it. They don't know pretty much how it's gonna impact when this whole thing is goes back to normal, whatever that is. Um, so there are concerns about that. So we pretty much are having conversations with other base organizations that are dealing with the same issue. or that are providing the same type of services for the same type of population, the immigrant population undocumented. Um, so we trying to see how we'll be able to shift what we was doing before or add when uh, we go back to whatever the normal is going to be after the post COVID-19, which is a challenge for us right now because people were having fear before COVID-19 and they're having even more fear and more trauma now during this, and they're going to have additional more trauma post COVID-19. So we have to be able to prepare for this.
I also noticed on the Garifuna Community Services pages on Facebook and Instagram that, you know, you're doing outreach when it comes to the census. Can you talk about the importance of having the Garifuna community count in the census?
Oh, this is extremely, extremely important. Our community is one of the community has been undercounted in the U.S. period overall, even more so in New York and the Bronx. We have been doing a campaign for the census in 2018 to 2019. Garifuna Community Service saw 6,000 people, right? And those are people that have not been counted, that weren't counting during the 2010 census, right? So we reach out to those individuals, we reach out to their families. We was doing an aggressive campaign when it comes to the census. Thanks to Isha Sumner, um, Gregoria Flores, we have a lot of influencers within the Garifuna community that came in and stepped up, and it was a collective work. Where a lot of people were aware and they had no idea. Like myself, for example, I never, 2010, I really didn't, it didn't count on myself, right? Um, but now, having more knowledge and educating ourselves and how important it is to our community and to the Latino community, to the Black community, we made it our business to create a campaign and get the people involved who are influencing in our community. So like that, we could reach out everybody, not just in New York, but in the other states where Garifunas are.
Right. How are you finding this remote work to be challenging? Because I know beforehand, you know, like we said earlier, it was more in person, and the outreach for the census, you know, participation was also in person. So you're able to talk to people face to
Right.
face. Is there like a technological also gap? Is there a lack of technology when it comes to people not being able to access, you know, remote work or services?
Yes. One of the things is, of course, we need the laptops. We need the iPads, which we don't have a lot of at the moment. So those who do have, like myself, since I have my laptop, it's easier for me. But the most challenging thing is what other resources are available for those people who are undocumented, the immigrants, and the whole court has stopped. What other resources we could provide for them, which has been the most challenging thing from this whole situation, because a lot of them don't have any food, a lot of them don't have any money, they are not working. A lot of them just gave birth, so that's another challenge with a new child. In addition now. So that has been for us. That has been our greatest challenge. Not much of the technology, because mainly like, our clients, they have WhatsApp, or they have, so we communicate in that way.
Right.
But the challenge for them and for us is the additional resources available for them while the courts reopen.
Right. Let's say someone is listening right now and they're seeking some resources or services. How can they get in touch with Garifuna Community Services at this time?
Sure, they could go to our website, is www.garifunaCommunityServices.org, or they could go to our Facebook or Instagram page. They could send you a message to there, Garifuna Community Services, or 929 371 2495.
Thank you, Edson. And just a final thought, final message for the Garifuna community.
Sure. Please just follow the health guidelines that are in place right now. Keep yourself safe, keep your family safe, and these things will blow over, and together, if we come in together as a community, we will overcome anything.
Oh, one more thing, Edson. So if people want to donate as well or help with any services or resources for you for the Garifuna Community Services, is that possible through the website as well?
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much again for your time, man.
Thank you, Sanji.
Thank
You. Appreciate it.
Folks, please visit Garifuna Community Services Inc. on Instagram as well to stay in touch. And Open BXRx will be right back.